So let's talk about PR. What is PR? How it can work for you? Today's PR, what does it look like? So let's start with a few facts. There are over 60,000 journalists in the UK hungry for your story, for your brand, for your new innovation, for your thought leadership pieces, for your latest product. Now, I don't say this to impress you, it's a fact. Journalists need content, but they need good content and they need the right type of content for their audience. Now, there's over 44,000 media outlets, so that's either a TV channel, a newspaper, a magazine, a radio station, a podcast, that all want and need what you have. So now is the time to share your message, your product, your service, your thought leadership pieces. Let's show you how. So you may be here today because you're new to PR. It might be you're looking to upskill yourself or someone in your team. It may be that you have a new product or service, like we said, that you want to kind of promote, or you're an author of a book, but they're not taking it one step further. And what we're going to be teaching you to do is to take your content that you've already got it and turn it into coverage, media coverage across radio, TV, print, and online. And the biggest reason people don't kind of consider PR is because they think it's going to be too expensive, or they think it's going to take too much time. Those are kind of the main reasons. So we're going to show you the shortcuts on how you can take your current content, as we said, and then turn it into that media coverage. And we're going to show you how you can do it in a really time efficient way. Whether you're doing it yourself, you just want to learn it, or whether you're outsourcing it or giving it to some member of your team, or whether you're working with a PR agency. These are the skills, and this is the understanding of how powerful PR can be for your business. The media landscape has changed so much. There used to be traditional PR, and now there's digital PR. So traditional PR is the national newspapers, the magazines, the radio, the TV. And now we've got digital PR, which is all the online influencers, the websites, the blogs, the podcasts. There are over 700,000 influencers. You may be an influencer because what you're doing is you are almost like your own media outlet, because you are putting all your own posts out to your community. So you are your own media outlet. And what we're going to encourage you to do is to share your content. You may be content swapping with some of our members in here. You may be sending it out to the online connections that we've got, the journalists, the blogs, the podcasts, so that you can get your message out there to a wider audience through digital and traditional PR. Now, we know it's easier more than ever to write our copy authentically through with AI, and we've got the AI media builder that shows you how you can do that. So it's your brand voice, your true story. So you have a media interview first, so you can go and watch that module. But AI is really important to you because you can now get your articles, your content written really, really quickly. Now, it's also really important with the rise of AI and ChatGPT and Gemini. A lot of people are now doing their searches through their AI tools. And if you are not indexed, or you've got your backlinks through other websites or through media, you are not going to get found. So PR couldn't be any more important than it is right now. Now, there's two ways to get publicity. You can get the media to come to you, and you can be responsive, or you can be proactive and you can approach the journalists. So we're going to cover these topics off across the different modules on how you can respond to journal requests, so that these are journalists that are looking for help with stories, how you can actually take your news stories that you're writing on your LinkedIn articles and put them and post them to your news bank and to the newsroom. Let's talk about the benefits of PR, how it's going to help you in your business. Well, it builds credibility. We kind of trust something we read and see that's independent, don't we? So we all know, like, and trust when we go network, and it's building that reputation. But it's almost like your reputation is almost a given, because the Telegraph or the Times or Forbes have written about you. They've already kind of done their research. You are the expert. So it really does raise your profile and build credibility. But more importantly, it brings you more customers. It will put cash in your bank. And it's one of the easiest and cost-effective things to do. One press release could change your business overnight. You know, how businesses have exploded and also literally disappeared overnight because of PR. Richard Branson is just the master, isn't he, of PR back in the day, on how he used publicity to kind of grow his own credibility and brand. And PR is wonderful as well because they're getting to know you, your personality, what you stand for, what you represent within your business. We know now that we want to know who the owners and founders are and the CEOs of the business. Look at all the podcast interviews like the Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett interviewing. We want to find out all about you. We want to get to feel like we know you before we make a decision of whether we want to buy and use your brand. So this is PR is a great way for you to put your personal brand out there and get known and get seen and get heard for all the right reasons. So let's talk about how we do PR. Well, PR is all about an emotional connection. Now, we know really when you're writing an article or a press release, what you really want as a business owner, an entrepreneur, or a brand is that you want people to know what you're doing and buy your product. So you might want to put, this is what we do, these are our price, this is our special offer. That's more advertising, that's logical. It's, you know, with a call to action, you can pay for that. PR is more about the emotional connection. It's about telling a story. It's about giving value. It's just an extension of your marketing. You have to connect to the audience. So you have to think about who that audience is, whether you want to be on in the national newspapers, what type of, you know, is it highbrow? Is it more generic? Is it an industry magazine? So are you going to use technical language? So think about your audience and how you can connect with them and how you're helping them. So it is about an emotional connection. It's interesting. It's always really about the so what. So what's the message? What is it you're helping me with? What's the problem that you are solving? So you've got to think about everything you write about. What's the so what? And you need to get to that. When you're speaking to journalists, you need to get to your so what really quickly, because journalists are really busy people. And as we go through other modules and sessions, you'll see that we teach you how that you can connect to the journalist, the messages you can write, and how to grab their attention. So always think about what's the so what. One of the things that a journalist said to me once, and this is really interesting, is that she was saying to me, you know, with everything, you know, with all the journalism, and I said to her, sorry, hold on a minute, can you just stop? What do you mean? You mean journalism? She said, no, journalism, we have to write the stories really quick. We have to move on because the media has changed so much. So where they used to just have a traditional newspaper, that newspaper is now online as well. They're also doing social media. So journalists are becoming social media journalists as well. So they're having to churn the content out really quickly. So you've got to get your so what to the top really quickly to grab their attention. So that's like any marketing messages. We now consume everything so much quicker, don't we? We know now with reels, you know, it's like a few seconds and it's gone. The message is gone. The PR is the same. You've got to attract their attention. So think about what's your so what is your story, and we'll be able to watch that in other modules. But you can see now how fantastic PR is. You can see the opportunities that are out there, and you can see that you're probably already creating this content, and you're now going to be able to get it into coverage. Hope you found that useful, and I will see you on the next one.